they played. They're an excellent team. They played just incredibly well in the first half. Obviously, when any team shoots like that, they're going to have a tremendous chance to win the game. I thought we played well in the first half offensively. I thought we competed and played a very good defensive second half. We made some adjustments to try to make it a little bit harder, and then we're able to come back and make it a game. And unfortunately, fell a little bit short. So. We are there's some positive things for us to take out of it, and we're looking forward to our game at Dayton on Saturday.
Chris, can you talk about the technical foul and perhaps how that sort of allowed them to settle down?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was just surprised that I was surprised there was no call, and then I was surprised there was a technical foul called in that situation. So. Not ideal, and I apologize to the team. But there certainly seemed to be some contact on the drive, and that would have been a big play because if we scored that, I think we cut it to 7. So.
Hey, rough starts, unfortunately for the Spiders, have been sort of common here in the last few weeks. I wonder if you could put your finger on that.
Yeah, I think not exactly. I don't know, John. I mean, I think that. The last 2 teams we played are extremely talented and have shot the ball well. Now that's a little bit, can we change that or have more of a force and an impact on that? I can't put my finger on it exactly, but I think maybe there are some things that we could look at to just try to start the game in a more aggressive manner. Whether that's something coming from an X's and O's standpoint or something that we do defensively. But that has been an issue, and we've become we significantly improved offensively, I believe, but we still really have not made a high percentage of shots, especially at the beginning of the game. And so, tonight and against St. Joe's, even they were making, shots at a high clip from the beginning of the game. If we're just making a few of ours, then it's not quite, doesn't feel quite as bad of a start. So there's a little bit of offense that we could do a little bit better, and then maybe some aggressiveness that we could introduce defensively earlier that maybe could help us get off to a better start.
What are some of the positives that you can take away from, especially the second half?
Yeah, I thought Mikkel Tyne played a great game. We asked both our guards to play 40 minutes, and they handled the pressure well. VCU's very good at generating turnovers. I think we had 7 turnovers in the game. So that's very positive. I thought Mikkel played a great game. He just didn't have a good shooting night, and I told him that we've got a lot of guards here that have done both. They've been able to have command of the game and take care of the ball, and then also shoot the ball well, and I think that's probably the next step for him. But I thought he played really a great game. I thought Dushin played a tremendous second half. I thought Jonathan Beagle gave us a pretty good lift. B. Artis White, I thought, competed and played 40 minutes. So Colin Tanner had a good game, a couple of threes, a key steal. So I just think there's some positives that we can take from. And VC's an excellent team, and I wish that it had gone differently there with about 4 minutes to go, and we had it to 7, and just to see what would happen. But I thought we did do a good job in terms of competing, staying with it, and having some good things show up.
You coached against a lot of VCU teams over the years. What maybe makes this one stand out compared to some of their other successful teams?
Yeah, I mean, there have been some, they've had some really great players and coaches and teams, of course. This team, is excellent defensively by the numbers, but they're really, really very good. They're excellent defensively by the numbers, but they're really, impressive offensively. They move the ball extremely well. Shulga is just an outstanding player. I think the best player in our conference. They're very old, and they have a great balance of being very aggressive but sharing the ball, and that's not always easy. And I think they're offensively, just how well they move the ball, make shots, take advantage of mismatches, is really impressive.
Coach, after you guys cut it to 9, what did you see them do that was key in those last few moments that enabled them to lengthen it back out to 18 by the end of the day?
Yeah, well, I thought that, you know, when we were switching and to try to, you know, when you get hit with a screen and you have to help, that immediately puts the rest of the team in rotation, as we call it here. And then by switching, maybe you give up fewer edges. And when they did a good job of, you know, we would switch and they would try to drive that ball right away from the top of the key. They did that twice to us, which is hard to guard because the guy who switched onto the big guy is a small guy, and he's kind of getting, he's in the wake of the roll there, and it's hard for us to provide any help. And then they did have a turnover and transition basket that they thrive on, and that's where they really go from being, you know, a really good team to a great team. And they had a couple of those, I feel like, in the last 4 minutes of the game. So I do wish it had gone differently there, and you know, because we earned our earned our way back into the game, and we just weren't able to you know, finish that way.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, your last game against VCU, 49-90, and now today was 60-78. What kind of differences and changes did your team make today to be able to lessen that kind of disparity in points?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, when you play on the road, obviously down there, we weren't composed or poised, and so, you know, they played almost as well tonight, to be honest. They probably had a little bit of a lull in the second half, but they played almost as well. But we were just able to be a little bit more poised. Being at home helps. Having played them helps because, you know, their length and athleticism is impressive. So that's what I would say. I just think we played with a little bit more composure than we did down there, and you know, we're able to compete in a much better way.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.